Have you ever heard someone say that China is sinking? Sounds like an exaggeration, right? But what if I told you that, according to scientists, parts of the country could actually be below sea level in the coming decades? Imagine entire cities slowly going down, not because of earthquakes, but due to a silent and gradual process. In today's video, we're going to explore the phenomenon of urban subsidence in China, why it's happening, who's at risk, and what can or can't be done to stop cities from turning into submerged islands in the future. But before we dive in, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Let's get started. Why is China sinking? Let's start from the beginning. Why are some parts of China actually going down? 1. Rapid urbanization and its effects. In the past few decades, China has gone through a massive transformation. Migration from rural areas to cities, the rise of megacities, highways, skyscrapers, and heavy infrastructure everywhere. By the year 2023, about 65% of the population was already living in urban areas. All that weight, literally tons of concrete, asphalt, bridges, and buildings, puts pressure on the ground. In places where the underground soil is soft or made of loose sediments, this can cause the ground to compact and sink. 2. Groundwater extraction. One of the biggest culprits is the excessive pumping of underground water. When we remove water from aquifers, we leave behind empty spaces that were once filled with water. The ground slowly collapses to fill those spaces. That's subsidence. This is especially serious in coastal and flat regions where groundwater is heavily used for drinking water, irrigation, and industry. 3. Other contributing factors: mining, oil and gas extraction. These also create underground cavities or remove fluids that help support the ground. Constant vibrations from heavy vehicles and dense traffic can make cracks worse. And of course, local geology matters. Some areas are naturally more fragile due to soil type or rock depth. 4. What the study shows. A recent study published in Science mapped 82 Chinese cities between 2015 and 2022, using satellite radar technology known as INSAR to measure tiny vertical changes. Here are some striking results. About 45% of the urban areas are sinking more than 3 millimeters per year. Around 16% are sinking even faster, over 10 millimeters per year. In coastal cities, when you combine this with global sea level rise, the risk of flooding multiplies. Projections suggest that by the year 2120, between 22 and 26% of China's coastal land could be below sea level. That could affect 9 to 11% of the coastal population. Now, a few examples. In Docking, a major oil base, subsidence has reached 31 millimeters per year in some spots. Shanghai, densely built and sitting on a coastal plain, has already sunk about 3 meters over many years. Even Beijing, which is inland, shows sinking rates of up to 10 millimeters per year in some urban areas. So no, it's not that all of China is sinking evenly. But many cities are clearly showing this combined effect of subsidence and rising seas. Now that we understand the problem, what can actually be done about it? Solutions and future outlook. So, can we prevent entire cities from ending up below sea level? What are the possible solutions and the challenges? 1. Strict control of groundwater extraction. Experts agree this is key. Limit or stop uncontrolled pumping of water from sensitive aquifers. Some coastal cities in China are already doing this. Shanghai, for example, has programs that restrict groundwater use. There are also pilot projects to refill aquifers through controlled water injection, though this is expensive and technically complex. 2. Defensive infrastructure, levees, barriers, and seawalls. If the land goes down, we can fight back by building up. Literally, China already has an extensive network of coastal levees to protect its lowlands, but those levees also sink over time and need constant maintenance. In the future, they might need to be raised or reinforced with more advanced materials. 3. Adaptive urban planning and sponge cities. The sponge city concept, already being implemented in parts of China, uses green infrastructure like temporary flood parks, permeable pavements, and water retention zones to absorb excess rain. This helps reduce urban flooding, though it doesn't fix deep soil subsidence. It's one piece of the larger puzzle. 4. Continuous monitoring and modeling. Satellite systems and INSAR monitoring should continue tracking ground movement. By combining data on sea level rise, land use, and local subsidence, scientists can forecast which neighborhoods are most at risk, guiding where to invest, first in protection. 5. Strategic relocation or planned withdrawal. In extreme cases, it may simply be impossible to protect some coastal zones. Gradually relocating communities to safer areas could be the most realistic and humane solution. It's a difficult social and political move, but it prevents greater disasters later. 6. Success stories to learn from Tokyo in Japan. Tokyo faced serious subsidence in the 20th century, more than 5 meters in some areas. The city managed to stop it by restricting groundwater use and developing other water sources. Other coastal cities around the world have also reinforced their barriers or adjusted their urban planning to adapt. Final thoughts. So here's the big picture. China isn't sinking like a ship, but many of its cities are slowly going down. Urban subsidence combined with rising sea levels could put millions of people at risk in the coming decades. The good news? There are real ways to fight it. From smarter water management to modern engineering and urban design, but uncertainty still remains. Future subsidence rates, climate changes, political choices, all these factors matter. If China and the world fail to act, some of the most populated regions on Earth could face serious trouble. Thanks for watching all the way through. If this video sparked your curiosity, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and share it with your friends. And hey, check out the next video right over there. It dives into another fascinating mystery. See you next time. And remember, the world is full of curiosities. We just have to open our eyes to see them.